ground shake. morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Clap your hands, clap, clap, clap. Stomp your feet, stomp, stomp, stomp. Spin around, spin, spin, spin. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Wash your hands, wash, wash, wash. Shake your hands, shake, shake, shake. Brush your teeth, brush, brush, brush. All right. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, though. Guess what? It's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right. It's me. It's me, Uncle Lou. And only me. At least for now. I think TK is co-hosting today. Have we seen her in the comments yet? Does anybody know? I don't see her in there now. TK, if you're watching, just call in whenever you want. We'll be waiting. Anyway, how y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yes, it is Tuesday. Man, it's storming here, too. I heard some people last night on the night show talking about it was storming wherever they were at. It must have been moving my direction because when I got up this morning and came outside, you know how a lot of times before it storms, the sky and just kind of everything has like that orange look to it? That's what it looked like this morning. And it's, I don't know if you can hear the thunder, and you probably can't hear the thunder, but it's storming something serious here now. I think it's supposed to rain all day today and all day tomorrow. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Happy Tuesday, though. Who tuned in to Lunch Money last night at 10 o'clock? Man, that was great. Lunch Money was amazing. Would anybody be shocked if for whatever reason TK forgot to come on or something came up and she couldn't come on? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with BVD is supposed to be on this morning too. He can't do it. He's got a doctor's appointment. So he went from he cut down to 2 days a week, but somehow the doctor's appointments are on one of the 2 days that he's supposed to come on. I hope his eye gets better and all that, but I also wish that the eye doctor, wherever he lives, was open on Mondays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays, but I guess they're not. So he won't be here today either. We'll see what TK decides to do. I haven't talked to her. BVD did and said she was coming on today. And then when he called me yesterday to tell me he couldn't come on today, did y'all hear? I don't know. Y'all had to have heard that. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. That's one of the good things about this microphone. It doesn't pick up a lot of that kind of stuff. But, man, this is like a springtime storm. We don't get these kinds of storms very often in the winter here. Not that we get cold winters. That's not what I'm saying. But just usually this time of year, we don't get storms like this. I mean, it'll rain sometimes, But this is like a summer thunderstorm out there, and it's 70 degrees outside. I put a sweatshirt on out of habit this morning to come out here, and I might have to turn the damn air on. It's 70 degrees outside today. Now the weather here is weird. In a week, it's raining, it's storming, thundering, pouring down rain, and 70 degrees. In a week, it'll be sunny and a high of 34 or something. That's just kind of what happens here. But, I mean, this is a serious storm here. So anyway, what are y'all up to today? How'd y'all like the Lunch Money Show? You got to give the Lunch Money Show some time. It's just like any of the other shows I've ever done. We got to figure it out as we go. So we've got some things planned. We've got some ideas. The show will evolve over time, just like the rest of the show. Hopefully, the show gets better over time and not worse like this one. This show has gotten progressively worse over time. I can't even get people to come on this show anymore. My co-host quit and went to 2 days a week, and now he can't even come on one of the 2 days. And then the guest is TK. She's on a milk carton. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, is she here now? Oh, there you are. Well, call in whenever you feel like it. Call in whenever you can. That'd be great. Thanks, accept me. It's just me, so I don't know if that makes you want to change your mind and not call in, but there's no BVD. He's AWOL again today. Just call the cell phone number, TK. I don't have the phone system turned on since there's no BVD. I only need the phone system if there's more than 2 people, and since BVD is taking another sick day, there's no need for me to spend $50 running the phone system today for no reason. So, Millis Vanillis. Have I seen that name before? I don't think so. That's a great name, by the way. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Yeah, good morning, Annette.
Hey, good morning and such.
Man, I really appreciate you showing up.
Oh, of course. I would never miss this show.
Well, you say that, but it's hard to get people to show up for this show.
I love this show. You know that.
I know. I love it too.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you? You haven't been on in a while. I don't think, were you on at all during the season? I can't remember. Well, we didn't really have a lot of people on during the season, though.
Yeah, I don't remember y'all having really guests.
Yeah,
I came on and what do you call it? I auditioned as Arlene. They had Alabama flying.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the job probably because I'm a gump,
Yeah.
Gumps aren't welcome on here, I don't think.
Yeah. The people in the comment section saying $50. I'm just when I use the call-in system, it's a per minute charge for every person that's on the line. So like I'm on the line, BBD would be on the line, a third person would be on the line. So it's a per minute charge for every person that's on the line. Same thing for the call-in shows at night. So like I'm on a line, whoever I'm talking to is on the line. If there's 4 people on hold, I'm getting charged per minute then for 6 phone calls, if that makes sense. So when I say $50, I'm just throwing a number off the top of my head. So sometimes it's less than that, sometimes it's more. It just depends.
Yeah, well, I knew about that.
Yeah.
I don't mind calling in just this way. It works just as good, right?
Oh yeah, it works fine. Yeah, it works fine. It's just it works fine. Only if there's going to be multiple people calling in do I need to use the phone system. That's it. So, I meant to ask you something.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Pinecone?
It's Pinecone is the TTHY. He's the hurricane guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I knew that. I knew that.
Why? I mean, I heard you talking yesterday about it, but I missed part of the show. So, what does he owe you a bet or something?
No. He was doing a live show where he was going in elbow deep on Reek 1219. Oh no. Back up. This was before that. He was on Reek's show and they were arguing on Reek's channel, and it was a StreamYard deal. And I clicked the StreamYard link, and Reek accidentally let me in, which he didn't mean to do, I'm assuming. But he let me in, and him and Pinecone was arguing. And I didn't even talk to Reek. Just as soon as they put me in, I said, "Hey, Pinecone, leave this man behind and quit playing with his clown," and hung up, and that was it. And there was like 3 or 4 other people in the StreamYard, too, that I don't know who they are. And as soon as I hung up, somebody else that was in the StreamYard goes, "Who the hell is Pinecone?"
I love Pinecone.
Yeah, me too. He's a good guy. I need to take that. I need to take that and make a clip out of it, a stinger or whatever out of it.
Who the hell is Pinecone?
Who the hell is Pinecone? Yeah, it was funny. So, what's been going on?
Oh gosh, it's just been a lot. I mean, the shitty years behind us. I'm hoping for a better year. I'm not even talking about football, and it's funny because I had somebody in the community tell me that because I've been kind of laying low and not really being on streams and things like that, and they say it looks like you're doing that because your Tigers are bad. No, I've been around when they were sucking, and I was saying they were sucking.
Yeah,
I don't care. I mean, that is the last of my concerns right now. I told him at the time, this was last year. And I'm like, look at the world. I mean, it's like freaking coming to an end. You think I give a fuck? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to cuss on this one, huh?
Oh, it doesn't matter. No one's listening.
Yes, they are.
Everybody's got it on mute. Well, no, some people might be listening this morning since I put your name in the title. I'm clout chasing.
Oh, you're cloud chasing. Well, there's not much cloud. I don't have much cloud anymore.
On a scale of 1 to 10 in the comment section, how much clout can I get from having TK on? Let me know.
I'm still gonna say 0.
Let's see who's tuned in today. Big Dog is here. Vodka Drinker is here. John Allen. Lansky's Eyebrows is here. Kevin Dog is here. Vodka Drinker. Brian Byack. Jackie is here.
Jackie.
Spelled Gackie. Now, I hate to assume, especially nowadays, this could be a dresser for all I know, or a kitchen counter. But that might be that could be a female spelling too. I don't know.
Well, I have a friend named Jackie that spells it that way, and she's a girl. So.
Oh, well, that could be your friend.
Woman. Well, actually, I didn't tell her.
I'm sure you called her this morning and said, "Hey, I'm going on the UncleLou show." No, I don't know. I just don't recognize that name. But good morning. Thanks for tuning in, Jackie. Millis Vanillis is here.
Millis Vanillis?
Yeah, which is good. Brad Pitt is here, but I have some bad news.
Brad!
Yeah,
Okay.
he's changed his avatar. It's no longer the picture of Brad Pitt where his face looks like a piece of bread.
Oh.
I know. I can't even tell what it is. It might still be Brad Pitt. I don't know. I can't tell what it is. But it's not the same picture he used to have, which is a little disappointing.
Pic.
I know.
I know. Brad, put your bread face back on.
Zach the Purdue fan is here. He's a Purdue fan.
Hey, Zach. I recognize a lot of the names, but I've been seeing a lot of new names, because and I've told you this before, even before I kind of took a break from the streams and stuff. Like, I didn't even go in the comment sections a lot anyway, because I get my eye strain, the typing, it's all, I'll start getting dizzy, nauseous. It's crazy. So, but, yeah, things have been okay. But as far as my Tigers go, yeah, that abysmal season,
Mm,
I
it was rough.
didn't. It was rough. It was rough, and but apparently they okay. Louisiana lives, breathes, eats everything. L- LSU LSU football, and some in the Saints too. But I mean, it's college football is really big, and so they always want. They take it seriously. Okay, they take that shit seriously. So now they got rid of Bo Pelini. They got rid of the guy that replaced Joe Brady. I can't think of his name right now. And they hired a new guy. Uh, that okay they okay. Here's what happened. They hired a new guy. Okay, he was Carolina Panthers quarterback coach. He was Jake Peets. Okay, now he worked under Joe Brady because they're trying to reclaim the at least somewhat the magic of 2019, right? And then I found out they were trying to get a defensive coach for that was from the Saints, but they gave that guy they when we were trying to get him, they gave him a 3-month contract and made him assistant head coach. So he must have been very good, you know.
Y'all were
So
trying to
we
go for that
lost.
Joe Brady thing again, but on defense this time.
No, no. Well, but okay. Well, but see, with offense, I'm not as worried because usually we do good on offense. I think about who's there. I don't know,
Well,
but
plus you have Mark Rick's nephew as a quarterback now, so problem solved.
but there, I think
What's that
they
guy's
ended
name?
up. Oh, what's his name?
He was the one that played against Florida. He's the
Yeah,
one that
he
beat
played the.
Florida. I can't remember his name now, but
Didn't he play the last 2 games? And that he
well,
looks.
yeah, I know he played. I know he played in the Florida game. I can't remember about the game.
He
Probably
has an
played again after
awesome
that.
name. It's like a cool name. Uh, what's his name? Somebody in the comments will know. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
Mark
I
Rick's
can't.
nephew and that Max Johnson. Yeah, Max Johnson.
Max Johnson. I
Right.
knew the last name was like a J word. Max
Max
Johnson.
Johnson is code for like huge pecker. I think Max Johnson. Remember the Big Johnson T-shirts from back in the day?
No, Big
You
Johnson.
don't? Oh.
No, like, what do you mean? Like,
Anybody in the comment section remember the Big Johnson shirts from back in
I'm
the
older
day?
than you too.
I don't know. Maybe that was a Georgia thing and never did make its way to Louisiana. I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
Ain't
in
got
the
no
olden
interest
days,
in
I
it.
was a good girl, so.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure.
no, I still am, but I
Of
mean, like,
course. Yeah,
I'm a little bit more risque in my older age.
I
But
understand.
but I think right now they got for the defensive coordinator. Let's see, who did they get? Oh, they're expected to hire. This is what I heard yesterday. Okay, expected to hire Minnesota Vikings defensive back coach Durante Jones. Okay, apparently he worked under Dave Aranda, but the rest of his resume doesn't look that great to me. What I saw, what he's done before, like who he's, I mean, like he worked with the Bengals. He worked for high schools. He worked for like a group of 5 teams. He worked another, was it Miami Dolphins, I think. But he did work under Dave Aranda. I just, I'm just gonna like, I just want to scratch out 2020 altogether. 2019 for me, besides my team, was just a great year for me all around. I had a great, it was just magical. And then 2020, it's like I think we're going through a change, like a what is it? Is a renaissance? Our world is going to be like after big plagues and shit like that the world changes. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're trying to say, but let me read you some Big Johnson shirts from back in the day. So here's one, and I don't know if you can see the show, but I got the pictures up on the screen too. But what does that say? Big Johnson hammers. You'll nail them deeper and harder when you're swinging a Big Johnson.
Oh my God, let me turn on the YouTube because my Roku messed up, so I'm gonna go to my computer.
Big Johnson beer pong tournament. Whip out your balls and let's get foamy. Big Johnson off-road. She'll love it on all fours.
Oh my God. I don't know what you're talking about.
Big Johnson hand jacks. You'll get your nuts off easier when your Johnson's been fully jacked.
Oh my God.
And these are shirts that people used to wear to school.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I don't remember those.
Big Johnson's Bar and Casino. Liquor up front, poker in the rear.
Oh my gosh. Well, see, most of my years of schooling were in Catholic school, so we didn't wear those things.
Oh, you're cutting out. We can't hear you. Big Johnson contractors. We don't stop until you get drilled, nailed, and hammered. If you're still there, we can't hear you at all.
Oh, no. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay.
Hear you now.
No, I was looking at the shirts and I said, no, I went to Catholic schools most of my life, so we didn't wear those. We weren't, no.
Big Johnson custom motorcycles. You'll never have to settle for a hog when you're straddling a Big Johnson.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember those.
Oh, yeah, everybody had them around here.
Was that the 70s? That must have been the 70s.
Big Johnson Lubes. It's an oil change place. Big Johnson Lubes. Jack her up, give her a quick squirt, and get ready for the next one.
Gross.
Big Johnson Bait Shack. You won't need to be a masturbator when she sees the size of your Johnson. Big Johnson bungee cords. Well, there's certain things you shouldn't do, even with a Big Johnson.
Oh.
And it's got a guy getting ready to bungee jump, but instead of a bungee cord, someone's just grabbing his Johnson and he's gonna bungee cord that way.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No. That would be terrible.
Have you ever bungee jumped?
No, I never would either.
I did the slingshot thing.
I think I've done that at maybe Myrtle Beach or somewhere like that one time.
It was so scary first because it was like three of us, like all connected by this belt thing, right? And falling down, I mean, I was just screaming, it was so scary. And you're really high up there. And I was just so anxious. And then, of course, I screamed as we went down. But then as you start swinging, it's just a feeling of exhalation. I was like, woo! I was loving it. It's fun. And then, like the whole night, I had this adrenaline going on in my body. Hello?
I've never done it. No, I've never done it.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you couldn't hear me.
I wouldn't even bungee jump like over top of one of those giant inflatable like that they have at the beach or what. I wouldn't even do that, much less off of a bridge or some of this other dumb shit people do. There's no way.
Well, see, yeah, I'm afraid to bungee jump because it's by your ankles, first of all. See, with the slingshot thing, it was around your waist. And to me, I felt more secure. Like, I'm not sure I could ever bungee jump. Like, like the regular kind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I only did that once. I thought, okay, I did it once. That's all I need to do. I don't need to tempt fate any longer. Oh gosh. But it was at the beach. It was a South Padre.
I've never been there. That's in Texas, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
Yeah, things get pretty crazy around spring break over there. So,
Yeah.
and
Waikiki, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says BVD not on Tuesdays. It's supposed to be, but he somehow found an eye doctor who's only open on Tuesdays from 8 in the morning to 10 in the morning.
yeah, I thought he's supposed to do Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Oh, Tuesdays and Fridays?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which means he has nothing to do during the day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So why ruin that by scheduling a doctor's appointment on those days, you know?
I can't imagine quitting this. It's so much fun. Like anytime I've come on with y'all, I've had a great time. You know?
Yeah.
Because you're funny. And BVD's one-liners is just so good. Like y'all had a good thing going, I think. I really do. Especially like if you were interviewing people, right? You like do the Howard Stern kind of questions, right? Where you ask like questions real seriously and stuff, and and they're funny, right? And then BVD will come up with a one-liner or either before or after or both when the person answers the question.
Yeah.
It makes me sad when I heard that. So.
Well, he was going to quit altogether. I had to talk him into doing 2 days a week.
Man. Gosh, see, like, BVD, you know I love you, but like, I don't know. To me, like being a co-host on this show is like a gold mine type thing. I don't know. I think it really, you know, I heard what you were saying. You're like, oh, she's on the Malcolm and milk carton, but you haven't seen my thing yet. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm here.
No, I figured you would be here. It's just I hadn't talked to you.
Yeah.
It was only BVD, so I wasn't sure.
And the thing is too, I have been kind of MIA. I've been here and there. Like I'll eventually sometimes like I people think I watch the streams probably and just lurk, but no, there has been a lot of streams that I have missed because I just got so much going on right now in my life. So but if I do, like I said, I'm watching them on TV, and but sometimes I'll go in and I actually will make a comment if I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
So.
Man, it is really storming here.
It's bad.
I hate to keep bringing it up. It's just very unusual to have a storm like this in the morning in the wintertime. It's like this is like a summer afternoon thunderstorm, but it's in the middle of winter in the morning. It's weird. It rarely happens here.
Well, Alabama, I don't know if you've already, because I probably came on at like a minute or so after you started, but apparently Birmingham, like a town real close to Birmingham, had a deadly tornado. The one person died. I think 4 more were injured. They had a bad storm over there.
What, was this recently?
Yeah, like last night.
Oh, this must be that same storm. It must be moving this way then. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a tornado watch or anything here, so it's not that bad, I'm sure, but it must be that same storm system that's now moving through here, I guess.
Yeah, it was. I saw it on my the Weather Channel app. So I didn't even know. Yeah, I had no idea.
Do you watch the Super Bowl?
I do sometimes. Now, of course, I watched it in 2010 when the Saints were there and they won, and it was just. I mean, and I'm like you when it comes to I'm not a pro ball person. I'm a casual fan.
Yeah.
but I'm going to root for the Saints. And when they won, I was like, wow, that's so awesome. And it gave me the chills and everything, and seeing Bourbon Street and, the French Quarter and all that just going crazy. It was so cool. But now I'm following the Bengals now because of Joe Burrow. But man, he had what's his name? Nick Chubb? Or
Yeah.
he had an injury like that. They said it was similar to that.
Yeah. I
I don't
hope.
know if you saw that video.
I didn't see the Burrow injury. No. I mean, I know
Oh,
about it, but I didn't see the play or whatever.
oh my gosh. I should actually I found a YouTube video that there was a doctor, of sports medicine that explained the injury, and they showed it in slow motion. It's like, oh my God, oh my gosh. But he's already walking, doing, his exercises. He's like, y'all can't get rid of me that easily. I'll be back. He's got this winning mentality, and I think that's why I like him so much, because to me, he just he just doesn't give up ever, and I love that about him. He's like inspirational to me, even though I don't play football.
Yeah.
When like being a nurse during COVID times is not easy, especially, let me tell you what, COVID nurses, God bless you, because now at our hospital, they're going to start wanting to, because nurses are quitting left and right and this and that. They're going to want to start moving, they're trying to make us go to the COVID units, because I work NICU, I work with preemie babies, for those of you
Yeah.
in there that don't know me. And they've had to move rehab because my hospital is set up in different, it's not like one big building. You have the heart hospital that has like the ER, trauma, general surgery, adults, pediatrics. I work in the women's hospital. They have a behavioral hospital. They have a cancer hospital. But it's all in this big, like, block of buildings. But in the main hospital, they're so overflowed with COVID patients that they've had to move rehab to the women's hospital in a certain place.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's a hoax. So,
Did you get
and
the
it's,
vaccine?
yeah, I did. I got the Pfizer. I got the both of them. The first one, the worst problem I had was, the pain in the arm. I had a little fatigue, nothing bad. The second one, I felt more like I had like a mild flu for about a day and a half. Um, but yeah, like I could feel it. I could feel a difference. And the reason you get more people have symptoms in the second shot is because they give you such a small amount of the DNA of the virus that you're just starting to build up antibodies in the first one. And the second one, those antibodies start attacking. And so that's what you're feeling, is those antibodies attacking the virus. And people were getting, I worked with people who got it, right? And some people had fevers, sometimes up to 102, 103. But it only lasted like a day or two, maybe 3 days at the most. But I haven't grown a third eye yet. I
That's
don't
good.
have, a horn growing out of my head or anything.
Yeah. Mrs. Lou got the first shot. I think she's a week or so. What is it? How many days is it in between? 28?
Well, for Pfizer, it's 21 days. So I don't know I mean, I guess it is for all of them. I don't know, but which one did she get?
I think she got the Moderna. But
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not for sure. But she's had the first one, but not the second one yet.
And how did she do?
Her arm was sore, and that was about it.
Yeah, it hurts. The arm hurts.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if it's just, now the Johnson and Johnson one is supposed to be a one-time shot, I think, but I don't think they've totally approved it yet. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I got it, and my mom, who I take care of, she's elderly, right? And she can't afford to get the coronavirus. So, um, her doctor wants her, like, okay, the doctor she goes to, they have a pharmacy in there. And he said once they get the next batch, he wants her on the list, because she went, like a week or so ago. to get her flu shot, her pneumonia shot, and all that. And that's another thing. If you're gonna get the uh, Rona vaccine, COVID vaccine, you've had to have, I think, at least 2 weeks without having any vaccine. They're going to ask you, have you had a vaccine in the last, I believe it's 2 weeks,
Yeah.
because they won't do it that close. So any COVID vaccine questions people have, if, in the comment section, hopefully I can answer them. I'm not I'm not an expert, but
I am. Don't worry.
me and you together, we're both like COVID crusaders.
Slim Shady, thank you for the super chat. He says, same storm came through Memphis too, and it was 70 degrees here. Really weird. Yeah, that's I noticed when I got done with my show last night and I walked outside, it was unusually warm for that, because it was, by this time it was 12:45 or 1 in the morning or whatever time it was, and it wasn't cold at all, and that was unusual. It's been, I mean, it's not like we have harsh winters here, but it's still cold at night in the wintertime. It wasn't cold at all, and then this morning when I got up, it was just I don't know, it's got to be 70 degrees here.
I know that's the way it is here too. Like we have very weird weather. Like and you know how like in Florida they have what they call the snowbirds, the old people that they live up north during the winter and live down south during the. Oh wait, hold on. No, they'll live up north during the summer and down, in Florida for the winter. Well, we here we call them winter Texans. Same thing. And but our except for the summer, it's always hot. The summer's just always hot. In winter, though, we can have crazy shit happen. Like right now, it's in the 70s, and I think tomorrow the low is going to be in the 40s. And it's up and down and up and down and up and down. So it's just the way it is here. But winters are a lot better here. I much prefer winters here than summer.
I couldn't live up north with I don't like cold weather at all.
Well, I don't like it too cold, but I don't know. I don't know if I had to make a choice to live in a place where you get up in the 100 and teens in the summer. Nah, I don't know. I think y'all have pretty decent weather though, because you don't get too cold, too. I mean, I know you got hot in that garage. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
oh no, it gets brutally hot here. I mean, it gets, it'll be over 100 degrees sometimes 60 days in a row.
Oh, okay.
I mean, with the heat index, and yeah, because it's 90+% humidity here. I mean, on the summertime, you can't even sit on you'll sweat just sitting on your porch because it's just so humid here. I've never been to Arizona, but my mom was born in Arizona and lived out there in her younger years, and she used to say all the time, like, it could be 110 degrees real temperature in Arizona, but you wouldn't even you wouldn't even sweat because it was just a dry heat. But here it can be 90 degrees here, and you go check the mail, and by the time you come back in, you're soaking wet. It's ridiculous. The humidity is just insane here.
Yeah, see, I live in a semi-arid place. It's not desert, but it's not like Louisiana was, or Georgia or Florida or any place like that. We can get pretty humid, but not that bad. Not that bad. And we get a lot of wind, so, but still if it's 100, if it's over 100, let's say it's 115 outside, but there's no wind, you're dying. It doesn't matter what the humidity is, because we tend to have, like yesterday, oh my God, or no, it was the day before. I was coming home from work, and I'm like, where did this wind come from? It was like over 22 miles per hour wind. We just sometimes get this windy weather. It just gets really, really strong, you know.
Yeah.
I wish it was more windy, like not that bad, but kind of like 15 all the time. I love windy weather.
It only gets windy
Everyone
here if it storms.
knows
That's
it's
it.
windy. Oh,
We don't
so
have a
you
lot
don't
of
get.
wind here
Oh
unless it
man, that
storms. Augusta sits down in a hole. I mean, not a huge hole, but it sits. Everything around Augusta is higher up than Augusta is, so we don't get
like
a
New
lot of that kind of
Orleans.
stuff here. Uh, but yeah, this is weird this morning though.
It's like that's like New Orleans. They basically live in a fishbowl.
Well, yeah, that's why they have all those issues with flooding there, right?
Yeah, I mean that's why Katrina happened. Well, that's the thing. When Katrina finished, it looked like everything was fine. It wasn't the hurricane. Once the hurricane passed, there wasn't really that much damage. It was the flooding that came over the levees that just destroyed everything after the hurricane.
Yeah.
So that was a mess, man. And I mean, I have family that lived in New Orleans, and like places that were higher up, but still got flood damage and had to move for a little while. Like one of my uncles had to go to Florida for like 6 months while his house got worked on, and my aunt went to Baton Rouge to stay with her. And my uncle went to stay with their mother-in-law in Baton Rouge. You know, that was just, and I was still living in Texas, and I remember just I had to turn off the news after a while because I would just cry seeing the scenes, you know, people on top of their roofs with their animals and things. It was killing me. And what else? Oh, my grandpa died then because he was in. Well, my grandmother had died 6 months before Katrina, and then my grandfather died while he was stuck in a hospital in Slidell during Katrina. He was stuck in there, and it just Katrina to me it just breaks my heart, you know. And that's why when we won the Super Bowl, what was it, like 4 or 5 years later, it made it all that more special, you know. So, and we almost got there this time, but no, stupid Tom Brady and his stupid Tom Brady self. I can't wait till he goes away. It's like I can't wait till Nick Saban goes away. I know Tom Brady's retiring. Let Nick Saban retire too, please.
It doesn't look like he is.
Who, Saban?
Or Brayton, both. Saban or Brady. I
Oh,
don't
I
think
thought he
either one
was
of them are.
retiring.
Who?
Tom Brady after this year, or is it just Drew
No,
Brees?
Drew Brees is.
Oh, I thought Tom Brady was retiring
Well,
too.
not that he's said. Unless I don't know, maybe if he wins the Super Bowl, he'll hang it up. I doubt it though. The guy's going to play till he's 80.
Oh my gosh. I'm sick of him.
That guy's like Benjamin Button. He's aging in reverse.
No, I wish I could age in reverse.
Like last year he was 50. Now he's 43. It's weird.
I mean, well, but in general, guys age gracefully anyway.
Well, some.
So, well, I think most. I mean, to me, a lot of times men almost look better with age. I mean, some do, you know. Uh, y'all are freaking lucky.
Well, I know I look like I'm about 25, so I'm good.
You look young. You do.
Yeah. It's a
You do.
blessing.
You definitely look young.
What's the last? Do you remember the last movie you saw in a movie theater?
I'm almost embarrassed to say.
Well, that'll make it even better.
Let me see if I can think. Which was the last one? I don't see movies out as much anymore. I think it probably
Comment
was in
section too. What was the last movie y'all saw in the theater?
I think I saw Thor in the movie theater, but that was like what, early 2000s? Or
You know what? I don't remember. All those Marvel movies run together. I saw Thor in the theater too, but I can't remember how
it's
long
just
ago
like
that was.
everything's on,
I don't think
like
Thor was early 2000s, so that was 20 years ago.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
I
embarrassed.
don't think it was that
People are
long
like,
ago.
you don't go to the movies? Why when it comes out like 2 months later on TV?
I love going to the movies.
I do love the big screen. I do love the big screen though.
That
So,
was
and
what I
I
missed the most about 2020 was not being able to go to the movies. Even when the theaters opened, there was no movies to see because everybody delayed. There were some good movies that were supposed to come out last year, but they all
I
got
know.
delayed. Top Gun 2 and Coming to America 2, bunch of them.
My niece, well, they ended up closing her movie theater. That lives in Florida. She worked for the movie theater, and what they were doing during COVID was they turned their movie theater, like I guess the side of the building, they made it like drive-in, which I thought was cool. I've been to a drive-in before, and I love that. I love that. They need to bring back drive-ins. I think those are cool. But no, her movie theater ended up shutting down. So it's sucks. And now more strains are coming out. So it's people are gonna do what they want, but I am of the opinion it's good to get because what they're saying is like the Pfizer vaccine that I got is going to help with some of those uh, mutant strains. But now this one from South Africa, I think, is even different.
Mutant
Because
strains?
or mutant strain, or what is it? It's mutant strains, yeah. They're
Turns
like
you into Wolverine or something?
no, what is it? What is it? Did I say it wrong? Migrant? No, wait. What did I?
No, I think that's right.
No, mutant strains. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just they change. It's like and then so you have to keep catching up. That's why the flu shot changes every year. Because it always mutates, and then
Well,
but
that's like the flu. That's how they get you with the flu vaccine every year.
yeah, but the problem is that this COVID mess is a lot more virulent and a lot more deadly
Right.
and a lot more contagious.
Yeah. I just
I mean,
mean with
I
the
know a lot of people who don't get the flu
oh,
vaccine, and
sorry,
and
different strain. You know.
no, but no, and I understand. Like I
So
understand you not getting flu shot. I mean, I don't have a problem with people who don't want to get the flu shot, because even if you do get the flu, you're most likely going to survive. You know, it's just with the corona, maybe you'll most likely survive. But if you don't, or if you get really sick, you're going to wish you know it's not a pretty death. Let me just say, it's not a pretty death. Very
some
lonely death.
some deaths are pretty.
Well, I hope to die in my sleep and not know it.
Yeah. I think that's what everybody wants.
Everybody wants that now. Like, what deaths are pretty to you?
Uh well, it's not in order for a death to be pretty to me, it's not the way someone dies, it's who dies.
uh,
You know.
yeah, I get you. I understand.
So
But yeah, movies. I haven't been to a movie theater in a long time, dude.
I haven't. It's been a year probably since I've in fact, it might be that last Star Wars movie might be the last movie I saw, and that was now 2 Decembers ago, I think.
2 Decembers ago. So
Because
yeah,
they closed
a
all the
year.
theaters in March or April or whatever it was. I don't know that
But
I
they didn't
can't.
have any movie theaters open during the COVID
Well, eventually they did, but there was no movies to show.
because they weren't putting them out. They were
Right.
like old ones.
Even the movies that were already finished, they delayed them because, if they would have released the movies in September, they wouldn't have made any money. Because no one was
Yeah.
no one was going, so they delayed them all to this year.
Okay,
Like at
okay.
Christmas time, the theaters were open here, and you could go watch Home Alone 1 or Christmas Vacation or Elf in the theater. And we
Okay.
actually went to watch Elf in the theater, all 4 of us. And we got up there, and the way they do it is you have to have 2 seats between your party and any other party. So like the 4 of us could sit together, but then there has to be 2 seats between the next group of people. And there wasn't 4 seats together when we got there. There was plenty of available seats, but not 4 together without there being 2 seats between the next group. It was just a mess. So I showed him my Kroger card and left. I told him what I thought and left.
What's the Kroger card do?
It lets them know I'm not coming back there again. I'm going to Kroger instead.
Oh, that's another a movie place called Kroger.
No, Kroger's a grocery store.
Yeah, I know, but I'm confused.
Show them your Kroger card is just an expression I use when you tell somebody,
I ain't coming back.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I learned so much from you, Lou. You've taught me a lot about football.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my granddaddy used to shop at the same grocery store all the time, Winn-Dixie, right by his house. And
I know Winn-Dixie.
we went there one time, and he used to drink bran at night. You know what I'm talking about? You mix it with milk or whatever. He used to drink that at night, bran.
Uh-huh.
And we went to Winn-Dixie, and he went to the aisle his bran was on, and they didn't have it. They had bran, but they didn't have his brand of bran, which they always had before. So we had the buggy full of whatever, and when we go up to the thing, and he's telling the cashier, y'all need to order more of my bran. And the cashier's basically like, yeah, whatever, okay. And he asked for the manager. The manager comes over, and he's explaining to the manager that he's not, you're not running your store the right way, and how could you run out of my brand of bran? This is disappointing. I need you to order that yesterday. I've been coming here for 100 years. Blah blah blah. And then the manager goes, "Sir, unfortunately, we're no longer carrying that brand of bran." He never should have said that, because that was a whole thing. He went off for another 10 minutes, left all his groceries sitting right there on the conveyor belt or whatever, grabbed us by the ear, and drug us out of the store, threw us in the car. And instead of turning right out of the parking lot to go back to his house, he turned left. I said, "What are you doing?"
Oh, no.
I said, "What are you What are we doing?" He said, "I'm driving till I see the next grocery store." He had been going to that Winn-Dixie for so long, he didn't even know where another grocery store was. So he said, "We're just going to drive till we see another grocery store." And the first one we came on was a Kroger.
Okay.
So we got out, we go into Kroger, he looks around, and sure enough, they have his brand. And it was his brand of bran. So he was so happy. So we filled the buggy back up with all the same shit we had at Winn-Dixie, plus his brand of bran. We go up to the register. I don't remember how much the brand cost. Let's say it was $2. Well, then the cashier goes, you can save $1 on that brand if you fill this out and get you a Kroger card. And it blew his mind. It blew his mind. Kroger was, now everyone does it. I mean, even CVS and Walgreens want your phone number now. I go to the gas station, they want your phone number. I mean, everybody wants your phone number now for the card they have or whatever, but Kroger was the first one to do it, at least that I knew of. And so
Uh-huh.
it blew his mind. So he filled the thing out, and he had his Kroger card, and I don't know if I've ever seen him that happy
Oh,
that he
that's such
saved $1 on his
a good
brand.
story.
And he filled the thing out. And he's got his card, and we get in the car, and we're driving back home, and we're coming up where we either go straight to continue to go to the neighborhood he lived in, or you could turn right, and the Winn-Dixie was right there. And all of a sudden, he cuts across like every lane of traffic and whips back into that Winn-Dixie. And I'm like, what in the hell? What is going on here?
He went to show his Kroger
He grabbed
card.
us out of that car and drug us back into that Winn-Dixie, went and stood in line at the same cashier he was at before. Stood in line and waited. And this was 35 years ago. I mean, so if you think they don't have any lines open now, you can imagine 30. So it might have been the only line there. So we probably waited in that line 10 or 15 minutes with nothing to buy. We get up to the register, and the lady's like, "Oh, we already put your stuff back." He thought we were coming back into we changed our mind or something, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "No, I want to talk to the manager again." And the manager comes up there. He pulls out his Kroger card and literally sticks it in the manager's face. And it's like, "I'll never be back here again. I have a Kroger card," and grabbed us, and we walked out. And that was the last time we ever went to that Winn-Dixie. So now, anytime I go, and like my kids know that story, Mrs. Lou knows that story. And so anytime we go somewhere now, and I get pissed off because I think somebody's not doing something right at some kind of store or something somewhere, the saying is, "Oh no, Dad's going to show him his Kroger card," which doesn't mean you're actually going to show him a Kroger card. It just means Dad's fixing to yell at somebody here about something. Show him your Kroger card. Oh my God.
See, my mom was the yeller. Like when she was pissed, she would yell, and I would get at whoever, a clerk, somebody who's whatever, whoever she was mad at in public. And I would get so embarrassed. My dad was the more calm, cool, collected one,
Yeah.
So that's funny. That is so cute that he stuck that thing in his face. I got a Kroger card.
I'll never be back here. They had my brand, and it was $1 off because I had this Kroger card.
And it's so cute that he was so happy about it.
One time at Dairy Queen, he took us to Dairy Queen one night, me and my brother. And but when we were kids, my dad worked rotating shift work. So every 3 weeks, my dad worked nights. And all my mom ever worked was nights. And she was a nurse. So every third week, we had no parents at home. So we would stay at either my mom's parents, which is who I'm talking about now, my granny and granddaddy, or my dad's parents. Because we were 6 and 7 years old. They weren't going to leave us at home all night by ourselves. So we spent a lot of time over there when we were kids. And me and my brother were over there one night. We got an eating dinner, and there was a Dairy Queen close to there too. It's still there too. Anyway, he'd take us there a lot and get Blizzards had just come out back then. And anyway, he takes us up to the Dairy Queen, and it's I don't know 8:30 or 9 o'clock, something like that. And we walk in. There's nobody in the Dairy Queen. It's just us. We walk in. We're standing at the counter, and you can see 2 or 3 employees in the back, sort of the kitchen area of the Dairy Queen, but there was nobody up at the front counter. And we're standing there, and they're playing around back there. And you can just see him getting aggravated. My granddaddy. Yeah, that must be where I get it from, but because he tended to get aggravated pretty easily. And you can just see him getting madder and madder. Like, why are they ignoring me? You can just see it. And then one of the employees actually comes up front sees us, looks right at us, goes over to where the ice machine is, grabs a piece of ice out of the ice machine, walks back around into the back of the kitchen and throws the piece of ice at one of the employees. And then that employee picks it up and throws it back. And so now there's 3 employees in the back of this Dairy Queen having an ice fight with each other, while my granddaddy, who has no patience at all, is standing here at this counter wanting to put his order in for his couple of blizzards or whatever. He climbed over the counter and started making a blizzard for me and my brother.
He knew how.
Oh, he figured it out. They come back around there, sir. You can't be back here. That whole hell, I've been in here. I've been in here 3 minutes. Nobody has said one word to me. This lady came up here and grabbed a piece of ice and looked right at me, so I knew she was here. But he sure did. He jumped the damn counter, grabbed a cup, and was back there trying to work the blizzard machine.
You know, I can totally see you doing that. I can totally see.
I don't know
you
if I would
doing
do that. I'll be honest. I will, if I feel like I'm being treated wrong, I will say something about it. But I don't know if I would I don't know if I would ever take it that far. Jump behind the counter somewhere like that. I don't know. I mean, you never know until you get that aggravated, I guess, what you really would do or not do. But
maybe in the olden days, you could probably get away with that. Like nowadays, you know how our world's coming to an end and everything. Who knows what would happen? You probably go to jail or something. You know?
Yeah.
Because everybody's so. It's just like crazy right now.
He was something. We got pulled over one time. He got pulled over one time. And he's sitting there. And I'm in the back seat of the car. The cop comes up with the whole, let me see your driver's license and proof of insurance and registration and blah, blah, blah. And he hands it to him and the guy walks off. We're sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And the guy comes back up to the car and hands him his stuff back. And, he starts giving him the safety speech. You need to be careful. You need to do this. You need to do that. And my granddaddy goes, look, buddy. He says, look, buddy, I'm a better driver at 150 than you are at 50. If you're going to give me a ticket, give me the ticket. But I'm obviously in a hurry here.
He give me the
sure
ticket.
Enough got a ticket too. I wasn't with him this time when he got. This was another time here, but we were over at his house one night, sitting around his kitchen table, and he had this big stack of paper. He always had a big stack of papers in front of him at the kitchen table. I don't know what was in those papers. Have no idea. He was involved in some. He ate dinner one time at the mob boss's house in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Bob who?
Mob.
Bob?
Mob. Hello?
I'm sorry. I just happened to go look at my computer, the comment section. No, I heard you say, but I heard Bob.
Mob.
But I saw Celine Driver's comment and got annoyed because he's just like, oh, here we go. The San Francisco story. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, they picked him up at the airport. They picked him up at the airport in a limousine, put him in the back of the limousine, blindfolded him. And then he was blindfolded for however long the drive was, 30 minutes. And then they unblindfolded him, and he was on a dirt road in the woods. The dirt road opened up, and there was this giant lake with a big house on it and the whole thing. And they walked him in, and there was one of these tables that was 100 feet long. And but yeah, he used to be involved in some not so legal gambling activities. And that's how he got involved with them. And anyway, he made them a bunch of money one year. Now this was way before the internet. Listen to what he was doing, my granddaddy. He was betting college basketball games that were played on the East Coast, but he was betting them on the West Coast after the games were over.
How do you do that?
Well, it's a 3-hour time difference. I
Uh-huh.
mean, this was 50 years ago. You know, this was a long time ago. News didn't travel like it does. You know, you had to wait on a newspaper if you were in California, you had to wait on a newspaper to find out who won a basketball game on the East Coast.
Okay.
So
So,
over the phone, he wasn't in California. This was done over the phone. He was betting.
ah,
He was betting on basketball games that had already been played and winning. And he was a middleman between this mob organization in Louisiana. I think it was the French mob and this gambling ring. And anyway, he made a bunch of money for the mob. They sent him Sugar Bowl tickets one year at the end of a football season for making them so much money, and they flew him out to New Orleans. And this is when they picked him up at the airport and blindfolded him, and he met whoever the head of the crime family was or whatever, and then they dropped him off. They dropped him off at the Superdome, and that was it. He had 50-yard line tickets to the Sugar Bowl that year. But anyway, so we were over there one night, and he's sitting at his kitchen table, and there's this bunch of he's fumbling through his papers or whatever, and he was like, "Here it is," and he pulls it out, and it's a speeding ticket from the state of Florida. He traveled a lot, and he had been to Florida the week before and gotten a speeding ticket, and no big deal. He was just going to call and pay it. Like, that's what he always did. So anyway, he calls up to pay it, and I don't know if he was going faster than he normally got caught going or what the situation was, but the ticket was a ridiculous amount of money. I don't know what, $250 or something. And again, this is 35 years ago, so that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money now. So
yeah, that's a
back
lot
then,
of money.
even
Yeah.
more. And he just lost his mind. I know I was speeding, and I don't mind paying. I don't mind, but this is highway robbery, and they had it was a speed trap. They had a helicopter flying above me that was tracking my speed, and then they radioed it down to a guy that was hiding behind a billboard, and $250. This is ridiculous. So he pulls out the phone book or whatever he did, and he starts calling government offices in the state of Florida. And I don't know which government office he got on the phone, if it was Highway Patrol or if it was in the governor's office. I don't know who it was he ended up talking to, but he told him, he said, I paid more money in hotel tax last year in the state of Florida than this ticket is worth. But from now on, the beaches of Alabama are looking much nicer to me. I'll never be back to the state of Florida again. Now that ended up not being true. He loved Florida. He couldn't stay away from there. But he told him that. He said, he said, my hotel, the tax I pay on hotel rooms every year is more than the price of this ticket. He was so.
He sounds awesome.
He was something.
He does. And it does seem like you got a lot of qualities from I see that. I mean, just in hearing the stories. And that's why I'm laughing so much, because that's why you make me laugh when you get irritated and shit. I'm sorry.
The day I was born, he was in federal court.
Because of the gambling?
Yeah. The FBI had his phones tapped. They kicked his door in. Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, this is no joke. He was, I mean, he had, you hear how people say you hide money under in your mattresses and your couch cushions and that. He did that.
Yeah.
They kicked his door in, drug him out of there. Yeah, he was in federal court the day I was born, but they paid off a juror. He got off.
The good old days.
I mean, they had him on tape, placing bets, talking to the mob. They had him dead to rights, and the jury came back in 11-1. It was 11 guilty and 1 not guilty. They paid off one of the mob paid off one of the jurors.
Speaking of mob and stuff, I can't wait for Ozark. Season 4 is supposed to come out this year.
I hope so.
I think around
a lot of that shit got delayed too.
Yeah, that got delayed, but they're filming now, and they're filming in Georgia.
Let's see if I can find where it says.
It's going to be 14 episodes, and it's going to be split into 2, I think 7 and 7, because it's going to be the end.
What is this? Let's see. Ozark season 4. Yeah, 14 episodes split into 2 parts.
I don't want it to
They're
end.
going out with a bang. Ozark will be back with an expanded 14-episode final season split into 2 separate 7-part parts.
Oh, gosh.
Who's in it? Release date. Season 1 came out in a July. Mark, we assume was down in. So when's the release date? This says no exact date has been released.
Yeah.
But they're guessing summer this year. Yeah, I'm
God, I
excited
can't
about
wait.
that too. That's a great show.
Oh, that is one of my favorite shows of all time. And I know I'm going to be so sad when it ends, no matter what the ending is. I'm going to be so sad. I mean, because to me, like, all right, you had sitcoms and everything that last for years and years, and you get sad when they end, but you can always watch reruns and stuff or whatever. And I've watched what I've seen of Ozark more than once because I love it that much. But the thing about Ozark, it's a continuation of a story. You don't want it to end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess eventually you would, but to me, four seasons is not long enough. I need at least 10 or 20 of Ozark.
Sea Dog says he worked on Ozark season 4.
No way.
Yeah. He probably was an extra in that inbred family.
In the inbred.
You know what I'm talking about? That lives in the trailers and that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Ruth is badass.
Yeah, Ruth's a badass, no doubt.
Ruth's a badass, and Wyatt is very smart. So they weren't inbred; the other ones were, I think.
Yeah, like Sea Dog.
Poor Sea Dog.
He didn't even have to change his name for the show.
Oh, so you mean he was more like he actually had lines?
That might be where he got this name from. Is that's your Ozark name? No, I'm just messing with him. He's a good guy. He's a Georgia Tech fan.
Oh, okay.
What'd you do for the show, Cedar? Were you an extra, or did you do something? Did you do something behind the scenes? Have you ever heard of this show called Game of Thrones? Is there a human being alive that hasn't heard of that?
I know. I've heard of Game of Thrones and never watched one episode. Why? I don't know.
Ben Easterling, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, I had a mutant strain this morning. Sounds like you need some of that. Sounds like you might need some of that brand my granddaddy was drinking.
You need some brand. Get yourself some brand.
Yeah. End up having a blowout in the morning one of these mornings. Be a serious problem. You have to go to the hospital and somebody's going to have to stuff the inside of your butthole back up inside of you.
Don't get any brand. You don't want to go to the hospital unless you have to right now. You believe me.
Well, if the inside of your butthole is dragging the floor, you have to go to the hospital.
Well, no, yeah, you have to. If you're being disemboweled by, your poop, then yes, you have to go. Just double mask. I'm going to keep sticking them in there, Celine. Mwah. I'm sorry, Lou. I'm gonna keep myself. I'm gonna behave.
Celine had this big long post on Facebook yesterday complaining about something about California and COVID restrictions or something. And so I posted a thing where Ohio has a bunch of restrictions too. Asked him what he thought about that, and he said, "Why would I care what's going on in Ohio? I live in Florida." Well, I don't know. You just made a big crying post about California. Is that part of Florida now?
Sometimes he just doesn't make any sense.
He steps right into it sometimes.
He does. Oh my gosh. Celine. But
He said
I'll
something
take.
like the gist of it was something like the only reason California is loosening their restrictions now just because Joe Biden is president, and it's a political thing. So they were on lockdown because Trump was president, not for health reasons, and now they're loosening restrictions because Biden's president, and it's a Democrat state. Well,
But they're not
Ohio is a Republican state, though. So I was asking him if it's just California that makes all those decisions for political reasons, or if it's also Ohio. And he said, how would he know? Why would he care about Ohio? He lives in Florida. Which is now part of California, I guess, or California is part of Florida. One of the two. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. I don't know how that works.
You know, I didn't know they were loosening restrictions anywhere right now because we're getting all these different strains now, and there's more.
I think
we're
a few
getting
places
busy
are.
again
Yeah, a
here.
few places are. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just thought that was funny that
He does step into it a lot.
somehow what happening in California is very important to him, but why should he care about Ohio? He lives in Florida. It was just
Hashtag keep
Beepity.
Grantham. Hashtag keep
fire
Grantham.
Yeah.
Hashtag fire Grantham.
Sea Dog, did you ever say what you did? What did he say? I cut specialty CNC set pieces.
CNC set pieces.
Dynamite CNC. Wait a minute, that's not right, isn't it?
Wait, no, wait.
It's TNT.
TNT.
I don't know what that means. Let me Google CNC set pieces.
I would love to just sit there and watch them
CNC set
film it.
pieces. Precision CNC machining. Aero Swiss offers professional and technologically advanced machining solutions. I don't know what that means.
Maybe he meant TNT and it was a typo.
But I'm not an engineer, so how would I know?
Oh, because that's right. He's Georgia Tech. Maybe he does. Maybe he's not like an extra as far as an actor, that he just does like some kind of because they had you've seen in these first episodes, they had different things, explosions and shit like that.
A CNC machine cuts like signs and radius stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. He gave us a very technical answer there. And stuff.
thanks, Cedo.
I get what you're saying. But it sounds like he must have worked on like props or and like the set that they were filming on or something like that. Is what it sounds like.
Either way, I'm jealous.
CNC is a lathe that can turn down the diameter of a shaft.
Oh, okay. Now I know what that means. Thanks for clearing it up.
Oh, hey, Sea Dog. If you're serious about that, email me. I'll pay you. I do want some. I want something I can hang. I do anyway. Email me. I do want some. I'll pay you for it. And shipping.
What's he
and
gonna
whatever.
do? What's he gonna do?
He says he can make a LuTube sign for me.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So I don't know what types of material he works with, but I want something I can hang on the outside of this building. I can hang on the exterior of this building. Some kind of like my logo. I don't know what.
Did he make
I don't
the?
know.
Ask him. Did you make the Blue Cat Lodge sign? Because it's so pretty and spooky.
Can you make that?
Yeah.
Can you make that logo right there? Somehow?
Oh yeah, and make it turn.
Maybe the no. What? Stop it. I don't know. I know the L and the T can't be floating inside of a circle, but maybe the L can go all the way up to the top of the circle, and the T can touch the bottom of the circle. But can you make something like that? I have one rule though. I don't make any UGA stuff. Well, no, I don't. I can order a UGA sign. There's plenty of people that make those. But can you make me something like that logo right there? He says, yeah, that's easy. Okay, well, email me because I have some other questions. I don't like the material and the size and all. But if you email me, I'm serious. I'll pay you for that. I've actually looked online for custom uh, machine shops or something that could do something like that, and I haven't had any luck. And I don't know anything about it, so I didn't even really know where to look or who to ask. But if you think you can make something like that, I don't know what type of material, if it would be plastic or metal or wooden or resin, or I don't have any idea. But if you email me, we'll try to work something out. I would, because I would pay to have something like that made.
It'd be cool to if you could get a neon sign like that, but
Hook me up, Sea Dog.
Sea Dog. So it's Sea Dog Morgan. I see.
Yeah.
I came up to my computer. I get too distracted if I look at the comments on the show. And if somebody says something that pisses me off, I don't want to I don't want to ruin the show because I get pissed.
Ben Eastland, thank you for hitting the PayPal too earlier. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but thank you for that, sir.
I don't want to mess up your show. Your show is quality, sir.
Sometimes.
I think you're a professional.
Oh, I'm definitely a professional.
You're definitely a professional.
Yeah, I'm very professional. I take this very seriously too.
No, I know you do.
That's why I'm out here in my pajamas right now.
It's okay. I'm in my jammies too. Oh man.
So what else is going on besides work?
Work. Really just, work and taking care of my mom. Some days are good and some days are bad, but been doing okay, feeling a little bit better lately. And I don't know. I just kind of, I said, I haven't been on the morning show in a while and I want to go and talk about, because, I don't want people to think that, oh, I was, we don't see her around anymore because the Tigers said, no, I'm not a big baby. Okay. I don't care. And besides, we'll be back anyway. It's not like we're going to, I really didn't expect that though. I knew we weren't going to be as good. But man, was that a shock. Was that a shock?
Yeah, y'all were hot doo-doo.
We were hot doo-doo. But the last two games with Max Johnson, Big Johnson, it gave me a little hope. And now we're getting these new coaches, and now this team is going to be a little older and more experienced. And, it just was a bad year, but still, the thing is, I thought that no matter who, and I didn't think it was going to be us by any means, but I thought that whoever won for the 2020 Natty, there was going to have to be an asterisk, right? But you can't say that Alabama was an asterisk. You can't. You can't.
Well, whether anybody thinks that or not, they were clearly the best team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't really an asterisk. I mean, because you have some teams that well, even like I guess even if Ohio State would have won, can you really call that an asterisk? If they only played 7 games, but if they could still beat Bama, who was just clearly the best team in America this past season, were they better? Would that be an asterisk? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't, it's just so weird, like some people had played 5 games. Alabama played what, 12, right? Or 13? No, 13 altogether. So I think they played the most. I'm not sure, but won every time and won big. Well, not every single time won big, but won big most of the time. So they clearly were the best and deserved it. You can't put an asterisk there. So I want to put an asterisk on LSU.
Season doesn't count. We weren't really this bad. It was just Corona.
Yeah, it wasn't that was not LSU. It was the Corona.
Oh, our good buddy Saline Walker is here.
Saline,
Not
what's up,
not not
Saline?
not Celine Driver, but Saline Walker. Thank you for the super chat, Saline Walker. He says I just wanted to say hi to my friend TK and Lou.
I'm wondering who that. I don't know who that is, but uh he follows me on Twitter. I followed him back. I don't know who it is.
Oh,
I
Saline
love.
Walker has a Twitter too?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
he's following you.
Well, let me see about this.
So I followed him back. I don't get on Twitter that
I
much,
don't
but
either. I'm so terrible
I
at
haven't even
Twitter.
gotten on social media that much. I mean, a little bit here and
Saline
there.
Walker.
Saline Walker. I kind of like not knowing who some of these people. It
Oh, there
adds
it
to
is.
the mystery.
Saline Walker. Okay, Saline Walker loves Florida, not Florida, but Florida. Love Florida Gators and everything Democrat. Says Saline Walker.
That's why he's Saline Walker.
Let's see.
He's a Celine troll. Hey, Celine, that shows you made it, man. You got trolls. You know?
I don't think he has no tweets.
Yeah, no, I think he's just a Celine troll.
He's never tweeted. He just has a tweeter.
He just has a tweeter.
He's never tweeted. He has a YouTube
Celine.
channel.
Oh, does it have videos?
I don't know. It's got a link on his Twitter. Let me click the link, see what comes up. Oh, this page is unavailable.
Ah. Saline. Who are you?
Saline Walker has a Twitter. That's funny.
Saline. Do I want to know who Saline is? I like kind of the mystery sometimes with these trolls.
Yeah, I don't know who it is either. I just follow them on
I
Twitter,
bet you
though.
anything it's somebody we know. I mean, like.
Maybe they'll start tweeting something. I just followed them.
Okay.
44 people are following him. No, he's following 44 people. Let's see. Who's he following? Dan Mullen, Florida Gators. David Waters with Gators Breakdown. Florida Gators Hockey Club. OnlyGators.com. Florida Gators Latest. r/Florida Gators. Gators on SR. Billy Ratliff. That's the Tennessee guy that works with Catfish.
Yeah.
He's following Coach Coop. He's following Pigskin Pete. He's following MSNBC. He's following Mark Rogers. He's following you. Vol Bundy. He's following BVD, Law Tide, Chess Hall, Dog Nation, Dago, Volunteer Roadshow, Hurricane Logan, Coach Kirby Smart, UGA Football Live, Richard LeCount, Barstool UGA, a lot of all kinds of people.
Okay, so because the first ones you were mentioning were Florida things, I'm like, is he really a Florida fan then?
I have no idea. I don't know.
But then you said the UGA ones at the end, so he's probably
At
a
Saline
UGA
Walker.
fan.
At Saline Walker on Twitter. Oh my God.
I bet. Wouldn't it be funny if it's actually Celine trolling us? No, I don't think he would.
I don't think he would
I don't
do
think
that.
he would.
Yeah.
He's too proud.
Scott Kerr, thank you for the super chat this morning, sir. He says, I love BVD, but I really like TK.
Oh, who said that?
Scott Kerr. He does the fake news on Mondays here on the show.
Oh, Scott Kerr, thank you. I like you too, and I love. You know what? And you can tell him it's true. I told Lou, I said, this guy, his voice is great, and what he does, because you're professional, you know. Like, you've got a radio voice. I love hearing you on the show. It's awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. It's very easy to make me happy. It's very easy to
Beggin'
make
Megan has a super chat. Thank you, Beggin' Megan. So you decide to let woman co-host, and I don't get a call. Not cool. Well, first of all, I don't think you're a woman, and number two, we don't call anybody and ask them to co-host. They call us or email us. BVD handles all that through the Lou and BVD at gmail.com email address that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So I don't know if you're being serious or not. I have a feeling that you're not.
Megan.
Yeah, Megan Mullen.
No, I know. I was, yeah. But the thing is, and what's funny is obviously Megan has been around for a while because I've been on the show before.
Yeah.
So, and Melissa has. She was on once.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think because it's such a largely male-dominated community, it's it's harder, I think, for women to, because guys, I've seen some things said about me that's like, okay, whatever. I've had to grow a thick skin, and but I used to do like podcasts and stuff, so I was already kind of used to. But it was podcasts that wasn't like male dominated. It was just whatever.
Right.
Probably equal number of men and women or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't sports related. It was everything related. But and I think it's hard for women to. I remember the first time I ever called you on your live show. I was nervous that first time. I was nervous, and
I remember that
then
was last summer, I think.
no, dude,
Oh, you're
that
talking about the
was
night show.
the night show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
the
you meant the
night show.
first time you co-hosted the morning show.
No, and how long has the morning show been on? Because I thought
Morning
it
show's been
was
on for 15 months.
because once you started taking guests, I wasn't like the first guest, but I was like, I don't know. I think I was within the first 10 or so.
Yeah. I think it was probably around this time last year is when we started doing co-hosts, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Makes sense. But are you excited though about your year coming up for the dogs? Because
Oh,
I think
yeah.
y'all,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think Georgia's going to have a good team this year.
I think so too.
I mean, they've been good for several years in a row now, but at least offensively, I think a lot of Georgia fans are excited about the possibility because I think we're going to get what we've been wanting this year. Now we'll see if it works, but I think we're going to get what we've been wanting, which is 300 passing yards a game, every game, or almost every. I think we're going to finally get the offense a lot of people have been wanting for a while.
Yeah.
And we have the players to do it. So
That's
we'll
going to be
see.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I just hope to get well, I just don't want to see another 2020 for us, and I don't think we will. Because I mean, like I said, and it's in the South really in general, not just LSU, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, we talk about the SEC and how we're the best and all. It's because down in the South, I think that football is kind of like life. In the North, it's more people are into baseball. Way north they're into hockey. I mean, it's now Ohio State being the exception, and maybe Michigan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's a few places where they're as passionate about their college football as we are down here, but I think in general you're right. Like in the Northeast, it's mostly NFL fans.
yeah,
More there's more passionate NFL fans in the Northeast than there is college football fans, and I think it's the opposite down here. We all know
right.
some serious NFL fans, but I know way more people who are, huge into college football as opposed to the NFL, and I just think it's
Yeah,
different in different places.
yeah, and yeah, football in general, but as far as the college, the SEC, it's like we take it seriously. I mean, maybe not Vanderbilt or Georgia Tech as much, but even Arkansas has been sucking right for a long time, but they did a lot better. We saw better from them last year. I think they take it seriously too. They just don't know what they're doing. I think when they're hiring coaches and stuff. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would think they would want to be. Don't you think? Like,
Arkansas?
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
yeah. I
because
mean, they take football seriously.
I think they take it seriously. They just don't know, or they don't have the money maybe to hire the best of the best. I don't know. That's just my thought. But they did better. Like, you never know. Well, who knows what we're going to see this next season? But who knows? Bama will probably take it the West again, and
Maybe.
I just maybe. I'm
Maybe.
gonna try to. I'm gonna try to send my positive purple and yellow blooded vibes to my coach and to my team and to the state of Louisiana. We are gonna rise again.
Y'all have
We are
Florida at
not.
home this year, so might be able to beat them again.
Oh yeah. And Alabama, we have in Tuscaloosa, but every time we beat them, it's in Tuscaloosa, which is not very many times, only twice in the last whatever it's been,
Yeah.
decade or whatever. But for some reason, we beat them there. I don't know I don't understand that, but it's going to be. I just hope. You know what I hope though, in reality, by then enough vaccines will be out, or we have some kind of herd immunity or something where more people can go to the games, where it's not gonna, because I keep hearing people say, oh, it's gonna be still another year before we're back to normal or whatever, and I'm tired of it. Everybody is, I want
Well,
I want
at a million shots a
normalcy.
day, it's going to take a year.
A million shots a day is gonna take a year.
I mean, it's 350 million people in this country.
Oh, that's
A
right.
million
You're right.
shots a day would be a year.
You're right. You're right.
Never mind that you got to give everybody 2 shots. Maybe it could be longer, but who knows?
But do you think it will be? But do you think it will be like what I'm saying is like, yeah, we won't have like a ton of people vaccinated. We may not have enough people vaccinated, but if the numbers go down, maybe we can have more people in the stadiums, or at least somewhat more of a
Yeah, I think.
normal.
Oh, yeah. I think we'll have a normal 12-game season this year with away games and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if there'll be 100,000 people in stadiums, but I think there'll be more than last year. And I don't know. Maybe they make it. Maybe you have to show your card to get in. I don't know, but I think they'll come up with something.
Yeah, that's what the lady told me when I got my second shot. And I had my card, and she goes, now you can take that shot. Like, if you want to go travel, like, for instance, in Houston, if I wanted to go to Houston, they say you have to get a test before you can go into Houston. Like, I guess, I don't know. They must have some kind of, when you're driving before you can even when you reach the Houston state line, or state city line or whatever, they make you take a test or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works,
I don't
but
know how that would
she
work
says
either.
she says you just show them your card and you don't have to get a test. I'm like,
I don't
okay,
know really
cool.
how they're going to force anybody to do it outside of employment or schooling situations like they always have before. I don't see any other way you're going to be able to force people to take it. I mean, your employer can make you take it, and a school system can make you take it. Outside of that, I don't see how they're going to force people to take it.
Yeah. Well, will they force people to take a test though, a swab? Can they do that? I mean, because yeah, you can't force. I mean, there's people like I've seen, being a NICU nurse, I've seen, parents. It's not very often, but I've seen parents that don't want their kids to have their first hepatitis B shot, because they usually get that, when they're born. So they're anti-vax parents. Like, they don't get the measles, the mumps, none of that stuff. They homeschool their kids and everything, all that. They don't get any of the kids' shots. They just refuse vaccines completely. So you are allowed to not vaccinate your kids or not vaccinate yourself from whatever. But as far as like, you know, keeping the spread from going, just putting a swab in your nose, I mean, can they make people do that? I don't know. Yeah, this is all new. I never in my life have I experienced it, in all my 25 years of nursing. You know, I went through that. We went through that pig flu, SARS, and all that other shit, and I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
Nothing. So we shall see what 2020 brings. I just hope I heard someone say it's going to be a shitty decade. I'm like, I hope not. It's
Yeah, me
like,
too.
let's not think that far along.
All right, well, let's get out of here.
All right, darling.
Thanks for coming on today. I appreciate it, especially with me having to ride solo today.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I hope I did a good job.
Of course you did. Yeah, you did great. Let us know when you're ready to do it again.
I will. Well, anytime you want me to come on, I can come. Well, if I'm not working or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and thanks to everybody in the chat room. Love all of you, even you, Celine. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Hashtag move.
Hashtag move. Oh, all right, guys. Love all of you. Mwah. Thank you so much, Lou. I had a great time.
All right, TK. Thanks. Talk to you later.
All right.
All
bye.
right, bye. Shout out to TK for coming in today. I know you guys like it when she comes on. So thanks for taking the time again, TK. If you want to be a guest on the show, send the email, louandbbd@gmail.com, louandbbd@gmail.com. BBD will email you back, let you know what days are available, get it worked out with whatever schedule you might have, that kind of thing, and we'll have you on. You don't have to stay on the 2 hours if you can't. You know, we've had people come on for 30 minutes, an hour, people that can't come on till 9, whatever the case. If you want to come on, we'll do our best to work with you and make it happen. Just send the email, louandbbd@gmail.com, louandbbd@gmail.com. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. Just let us know. We've never said no to anybody, so you don't even have to really email and ask if you can come on. Yes, if you want to come on, you can come on. The email is just to schedule the date and the time and all that. So just let us know, send the email. Shout out to TK again. Appreciate all of you tuning in this morning on a Tuesday. I'll be back at 10 o'clock tonight for the call-in show, so make sure you check that out. Probably talk some NFL tonight, I guess, maybe, with the Super Bowl coming up and the conference championship games being this past weekend. And I'm sure a bunch of college football, too. Well, hell, when y'all call in, we talk about whatever you want to talk about. You know how that works. So that'll be 10 o'clock tonight. But again, thanks for tuning in. I had a good time this morning. Big shout out to those of you that helped support the show through the Super Chat this morning. Millis Vanillis, Waikiki, Slim Shady, Ben Easterling, Celine Walker, Scott Kerr, and Began Megan. And also Ben Easterling over on the PayPal page. Big shout out to you guys. That's what enables me to do all these live shows. So I really appreciate those of you who can making the choice to support the show like that. It really means a lot to me, especially in the off season. It's hard for a pimp. It's rough in these streets. It's rough in the college football streets from January to June. I'm telling you. So I appreciate you guys helping me out. All right, I love you guys. No morning show tomorrow, but again, I'll be on tonight at 10. Morning show will return triumphantly Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Hope you guys enjoy your Tuesday. Have a great morning.